Hi Taurus, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2015, and I'm going to start by mentioning the new moon, which I don't usually do because this month it's making quite a lively aspect with the planet Uranus. The new moon happens on October the 13th and it will be at 19 degrees of Libra. And so wherever that moon is sitting when it is new and making the aspect will be stimulated to a degree. Now, where you have Uranus is in a very background area for your sign. Since 2011, Uranus has been just working away on subconscious levels and even, unconscious levels in your psyche. But slowly, deeper truths will emerge, which are enlightening, sometimes giving you a bit of a shock, maybe. Maybe just by the way others are reacting, do you really see that some things which had previously eluded you are now very obvious about your own behavior, about the past, or conditioning your own or somebody else's, your own behavior or somebody else's. It's probably a little bit of both though. And these revelations can serve to liberate you from old and emotional patterns, and you get a deeper knowledge, and it tends to come in sort of unexpected little epiphanies, or something a little, you could say a little bit stronger than that, shocks. It can be a little bit like that every now and again, but the deeper and wider and more expansive your self-knowledge is, the deeper and wider and more expansively you can be there to help another and to appreciate and understand another. Now, just this month, for you Taurians with the moon, the new moon, it's a good time to begin to get organized in practical ways so that you can optimize your productivity and become more efficient and useful to others in a service sort of orientated kind of way. And also looking after their well-being more, or your well-being more. So that might be that you have more interaction with service providers or health providers, those kind of things, or indeed you are the one who is providing. And it's a good time for you to consider how to improve things at work or with health matters, or with venues or colleagues, work colleagues. And also another thing about this area here, it's a good time to share your knowledge with another to help them to understand how to do something, or indeed for you to train and learn how to do something. So add a new string to your bow. And that will be over the 4 weeks from the new moon on the 13th. Now, other news is that from the 24th, you could be dealing with lots of more chores and details and having to sort of juggle things. And this may also be the moment to get to grips with health issues, yours or another. So the sun is in the same place or box as the moon is going to be. That's why it's a new moon, because they're very, very close together. So of course you don't see the moon when it's that close to the sun. So dealing with the to-do list, getting organized, getting your act together, getting your ducks in a row, and all those other cliches. And also just maintaining things. So that's maintaining things, repairing things, sort of out there in the world, but also with your own physical body in this sort of material world that we live in, and just benefit from those small details of life, and there should be some smiles along the way. Mercury is also focusing your mind upon the material, physical, practical aspects of life, and conversations could be around those sorts of things. What's in the garden, or what about this bit of kit, or what about this sort of knotty problem, or something that something that you need to apply your skill to, or indeed learn to get skilled up in. Just those sorts of practical the conversations having a very practical slant during this month. Mercury is retrograde until the 9th, so if you've been listening to these forecasts for a while, you have got the idea about Mercury being retrograde. Mercury was retrograde for a lot of September. And that means that when Mercury is retrograde, things can, delays can happen, there can be misunderstandings. It gives you, though, a chance to rework something, rethink something, etc., and maybe to have to wait a little bit longer before some kind of knotty problem is resolved on a practical level, and that can be also to do with health matters, I suppose. Now, until the 9th Venus, your ruling planet, it continues to beam a very warm, sociable light into the root of your chart. So this can manifest in various ways. And overall, it does encourage a more sociable time at home, a harmonious time at home, or I say at home, it could be just the territory, the kind of the base of operations that you're in at the moment. It can be at home, though. And you feel, there can be mixing and mingling, meeting and greeting. So it's maybe some place where people meet up, or indeed you go to somewhere where you can meet up with people. And it could be a good time for you to appreciate and help balance family matters and tribal connections. And you maybe just appreciate a little bit more having access to a place that you really, really like, that you get a lot out of, and maybe that is where you live. Maybe you are embellishing and decorating and improving things where you live. And then from the 9th, Venus moves out of there. Now, Venus has been in there since June the 6th. So between June the 6th and October the 9th, you've had a lot of that Venus vibe down there at the very, very root of your chart, helping you to get the urge to make improvements and to decorate or just feel your space is more homely or with family or whatever. And then from the 9th, Venus moves into the house of fun, as I like to call it, for a much shorter time, for only about 3 weeks. And that can mean a more sociable period in a sort of outgoing kind of way. Could mean a boost to your love life, a boost to your social life, or it might not be like that. It might be that you really enjoy getting your hands dirty with creative work, and you could be enjoying anything artistic, or maybe in another way this can work having more to do with children, pets, young people, romantic partners, or just partners. And in general, this energy links you to anything you personally can relax into, feel personally empowering, can let go and just enjoy, because you get a lot out of it. And most importantly, it does put you in touch, or does give you manifest situations which helps potentially put you in touch with your inner child, helps you to come from your creative core. And it could link you with the performance type activities, or performance and leisure industries as well. Mars is also there, and Jupiter. So there's a huge emphasis on that area of your chart this month, Taurus. And so even though you've got quite a busy to-do list going on, as I said, there will be smiles along the way, because there is this more spontaneous, perhaps romantic, more fun area being stirred up and stimulated. And your creative energy, your competitiveness regarding any of these areas will tend to come to the fore. And whatever's going on, you could feel more in your power, more in touch with your inner child, that lack of self-consciousness there, maybe a little bit of self-conscious because you're grown up, but you might not be a grown up, really. Maybe your inner child is alive and well. But you need to give him, her a chance to speak, a chance to come to the fore. So it's great for the entrepreneurs among you. It's also those of you who like a bit of a flutter or take a bit of a gamble. This energy could very much push you into feeling like, oh, what's the risk? What have I got to lose? That kind of feeling. So just be sensible and keep your head screwed on. And also you might not be backwards in coming forwards in the love department as well. That's another way it can be working. However, with Venus there for the 3 weeks from the 9th, and which is just into the next month, isn't it? And also Jupiter there until September 2016, there can be nice results in the pipeline from any of those areas. The creativity, the romance, the leisure, the pleasure, the art, the entrepreneurial stuff, just having more access to the entertainments or the performance side of life. And then from the 24th, you'll benefit more from the support or contribution of another in close relationship. That's when the sun moves. So the sun moves from this rather busy sort of to-do list area into, again, a partnership area or an area to do with close, shall we say, important relationships. And they can be long-term, but they might not be. And it's not a time for you to be going alone. It's time for you to team up with someone. It's time for you to maybe be bonding with someone, clicking with someone, one-to-one type work with someone. But however it is for you, there is a stronger feeling of mutual interaction with the sun here for the 4 weeks that the sun will be there, or attraction. And then Jupiter, which is the planet of potential abundance and expansion, will very positively influence your sun sign until next September in the same area that I've just described. And this is a time when you may feel more center stage or more appreciated in a playful kind of a way more often during the year. That's not to say every day, wall to wall, 24/7, but more often during the year, depending on the degrees. So make sure you're in the environment and in the mood, and not just shutting the door to it in order to benefit from it. And at times it will encourage a more spontaneous, even self-indulgent energy. So don't burn the candle at both ends, because that's one of the things that can happen there. And definitely there could be admiring glances coming your way, and you may be more in the mood to just let go, really. And you may grow through access to creative activities, the same really as the shorter transits of Venus and Mars. But because Jupiter is a learning through doing planet, you will grow and learn when you're in these kinds of situations or environments, creative or leisure or performance or even sporting activities, or maybe there's sorts of activities where you are holding the supporting these activities. It might be like that, and then you've got to have eyes in the back of your head, but it doesn't mean that you should count yourself in to being able to get access to and enjoy these kinds of more relaxing, fun type entertainment type activities over this coming 12 months. It's just about 12 months, just under. And you Taurians born from the 1st to the 8th of May, or with 11th to 17 degrees rising, going to feel the energy the most this forecast period. And then we have Saturn gone now out of the area of your opposite sign where it was for 2.5 years, and she's gone into your 8th house, which is very much a clearing the decks house, letting go of old patterns, old frames, old scenarios, old clutter, old habits, contracts, agreements. It is very much the death rebirth house. So it's letting go and allowing things that have outlived their relevance to go. And sometimes you might feel as though you can't, but then slowly it will kind of be logical that you feel better the less you are hanging on tightly to something which is you've had the time, it's time with you has elapsed. It's shelf life if you like, or your shelf life. No, you've had the moment, you've had the gesture, and now you're moving on. And this can be in relationships. This can be to do with jobs, finances, your income, and how you earn, property, anything which has been in the past shared between you and another, is very much to do with this house here. And so Saturn is slowly going to make her way through there, coming out of there in December 2017. So you may have to let go of an aspect of your expectations, an aspect of a perspective, as I said, a contract, a setup, and then you are moving into a more happy, healthy, fulfilling way of being, and that's the idea behind it. But along the way, you've got to let go of stuff. You've got to ditch stuff. You've got to modify so that things, some ballast is dropped, and that could be from any of those sorts of areas, and live within the parameters of the previous setup, probably for a little while, because Saturn works so slowly. However, because you are within the parameters of maybe this quite limiting setup, or indeed you feel as though the conditions lack something that you were used to having before, financially or emotionally, it could be like that. So you're slowly processing and digesting and working your way through, so that then you get to a safe place. Then you get to a place of equilibrium and stability. And as these things are, you letting them go, or indeed they are removed by life, by whatever you want to call it, how nature is working through us in this constantly creative universe. But you should again start getting an inkling of another side to life, the taboo side to life, the maybe the spiritual side of life, the deeper appreciation of things, of yourself, of your patterns, of your purpose. All of that could be going on, considering the positions of Uranus and now Saturn, until December 2017. Uranus is coming out of there in 2019, I think. So either way, you will slowly be transitioning into a fresh perspective, which is more profound and which is closer to your true priorities, and feeling freer inside, I would bet. But the thing with Uranus, which is in a very similar house to the one Saturn's in for a much longer time, of course, is that we have to be flexible. We have to understand that we are a part of this constantly being created universe, and we're not exempt just because we're human. And so we have to bend with the winds and go with the flow. You Taurians born 20th to the 25th of April, or with 0 to 5 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most. Or right at the other end, the 20th of May, or with 29 degrees rising, you'll feel the energy the most this forecast period. And that's it for October. May I apologize for any of you who may have written me emails. I haven't been getting any emails. There's been a broken link on my website, which I was unaware of, and it wasn't picked up for a very long time. And I'm talking to you in August, by the way. So if you have been trying to contact me, I do apologize, and I'm hoping that this is going to be sorted out very shortly, when the person who is sorting it out is back from holiday. So there's been quite a gap. So just yes, probably it's fine by the time you get to hear this video, if you were trying to contact me, and then I will get back to you. If you know your moon sign or your rising sign, listen to those. And also, if you want to look up any little bit of this, the bones of it, the basics of it, is on my website, DianaGarland.com. The text is written up there. And I'll see you the next time.